Hey guys, what's up? Vile Self here, and this commentary is going to be about 4K and the hype around 4K and whether or not 4K is actually a step forward, a true step forward in visual display technology. So I'm going to say a bunch of stuff in this video. I talked to a couple people on Twitter about this. I got some opinions. One of those people being Jake Hayward. Please go follow this guy on Twitter at Sumo Fluffy. He says once he saw a 4K TV, he just couldn't look at 1080p the same way again. And he can't even imagine going back to 1080p after upgrading to his 1440p computer monitor. He's played gaming in 1080p, or sorry, scratch that, he's played gaming in 4K. He had the opportunity to play BioShock Infinite in 4K, and he seems overall impressed and excited for the technological leap into 4K resolutions. He's basically sold on it. Another guy I talked to was Billy Van Wise. Please go follow him at BadmanBill1980. He has seen 4K displays, and he's also sold on the technology. He feels that it depicts a more realistic, clearer, and vibrant image. And he says he's definitely going to upgrade to a 4K TV at some point in the future. And I quote him here. He says, "It's always hard adapting to new shit, but inevitably, it becomes the norm." So, after reading some comments here and there and talking with some friends, it seems that most people who are interested in this type of stuff are generally excited for 4K technology. But I myself, on the other hand, I have my doubts about it. My experience with 4K was short-lived, and I left with a mixed bags of feelings about it. Basically, I was at Best Buy, and I spent about 15 to 20 minutes standing and watching a 4K demo on a 55-inch Sony TV. At first, I gotta say, I was amazed. The details, the picture quality were outstanding. It was showing a lot of scenes of cities and landscapes, and the things that stood out to me the most was the amount of detail in the backgrounds, and it was detail that was just clear and distinguishable. They showed some clips of random people in different settings, and it was here that I started to question what I was really looking at. And once they began to show 4K images of fruit, I really started to get put off by this technology, and here's why. So, the people in the fruit were so detailed, so vivid, and so clear that they didn't even seem real anymore. And of course they looked real because they were, but the details in the image exceeded what I can actually see with my own eyes in the natural world. For instance, if you were to look at someone in real life, or if you picked up a fruit and got a good look at it, there's only a certain amount of detail that your eyes will pick up. 4K technology exceeds that amount of detail and makes the image look as if it were being viewed through a magnifying glass or a microscope. To my naked eye, an apple has a pretty smooth skin, but on the 4K screen, the apple had a rougher looking skin. So in a sense, the 4K image was so clear that it made an apple not look like an apple anymore, whereas an apple on a 1080p display will look just like an apple that I'm holding in my hand, which, based on my own opinions and conclusions, means 1080p is actually, in a way, more realistic than 4K. So just because something has more detail doesn't make it more realistic. For something on a screen to be more realistic, it has to best match what your eyes would see in the real world. So, I did some research on this, and it seems I'm not the only one who is skeptical about the advancements of 4K technology. So here's some examples. From the University of Utah, neuroscientist Brian Jones said, "History has shown that people make something technologically impossible, then someone figures out how to capitalize on it. But for TVs, I don't see a point." So basically what he's saying is that companies are just using 4K as a way to make money. From New York University, neuroscientist Michael Landy, when asked about his opinions on 4K technology, he said, "It's a waste of time if you ask me." Raymond Sonera, who is the president of DisplayMate Technologies, which is a company that specializes in advanced laboratory scientific display analysis and mathematical display optimization to deliver unsurpassed performance and picture quality for all types of displays, including mobile devices, digital signs, video and computer monitors, projectors, HD TVs, all display technologies, including LCD, LED, OLED, 3D, plasma, CRT, you name it. He said there was a bigger case for 3D than there is for 4K. He also says that consumers will soon realize that they aren't seeing much, if any, visual resolution and sharpness improvements. The sets will likely be better than today's in other ways, he noted, but the higher pixel count will not be the reason. He also pointed out the new development of quantum dot technology, which he seems to be more impressed with that. And I mean, if anybody knows what they're talking about, it's this guy. Michael Landy and Brian Jones, who I mentioned a minute ago, say that dynamic range is the next best step in visual display technology, and what they're referring to is the lighting and shadowing that we see on screen being more like how we actually see them in real life. So what do I take from all of this? Well, my opinion still stands. I feel that 1080p is a sweet spot as far as resolution goes. I feel that demos and salesmen are designed and they're hired to sell us 4K as if it's the next best thing, when in reality, it probably isn't. If the president of DisplayMate Technologies is also in doubt about the hype surrounding 4K, then I feel it's safe to say that my opinion is backed by some reputable sources. Regardless of my opinion though, 4K is coming and it's coming fast. So I want you guys to leave a comment below and tell me what you think about it. Have you seen 4K displays before? What did you think? Is it something you will be upgrading to at some point? Or do you think it's just an overhyped money grab? Comment below. Don't forget to like the video and please hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. So that's going to be it for me right now. Once again, I want to thank Jake and Bill for their contributions to this commentary. Please give those guys a follow. Big shout outs to them. And thank you guys for watching. Valself out.